This ore sorting thing we believe is going to be a game changer. We're in a skarn deposit, so that usually brings a lot of acid-consuming rocks in it. Those rocks don't carry any copper. So if we're able to separate those with an optical process, it's a process that's being utilized in the US and around the world and with great success and at sort of volumes and tonnages that we require, then we believe this test work is going to add a significant amount of value to that Gunnison PEA that we put out last November.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Robert Winton. He is the Senior Vice President of Operations for Gunnison Copper Corp. And Robert, it's great to see you again. How are you?
Great to see you, Steve. I'm very glad to be with you, and thanks for getting up early for this conversation. Appreciate it.
Yes, well, it's a lot to talk about, so we have to start early for sure. We want to update what's going on at the Johnson Camp mine. A lot of work that's being done there, a lot of good work, and it's getting close to the end of the line, so to speak.
Yes, it's been a journey. It's been about a year of intense work, working with our partners at Nuton to bring the latest and greatest producer of copper, American copper, back into the market. And yeah, we started our SX plant about July 31st of this year, so a few weeks ago. And with that, 2 days later, given the amount of copper we had coming at us, we had to get our electrowinning plant up and running. So that is the final step in making copper from an ore body. And that a process and that electricity was turned on Saturday, the 2nd of August. So very exciting times at Johnson Camp. And yeah, that production is now measured in weeks away in order to bring that to market.
So is that what'll happen now? Is a bit of testing that's going on to make sure everything's flowing and moving the way it should be working? Is that sort of what happens over the next couple of weeks before you get to that point?
Really, those because we had run the plant before, those processes are well in hand and well understood. So all's well there within the SX EW plant. Really, the first test of things that usually can cause operations challenges are stripping machines. These machines that peel the copper off the starter sheets, those can be finicky in nature. So in a couple of weeks when we fire that up again, we'll work through those growing pains. But again, that will produce over 100,000 pounds of copper in that strip cycle. And yeah, then we'll get that tested and we'll get that ready for a truck to drive off into the great US of A.
Yeah, and so the first copper sale is still expected to come in September, correct?
That is correct. Absolutely. We are expecting and working diligently to get that out the door.
Okay, so let's talk about what happens after that happens. I know that there's going to be some work that's going to be back on at the Gunnison project, sort of the transition to that.
Yes. So yeah, it's been a fun year and an exciting year. So Johnson Camp has certainly taken up a lot of certainly my efforts and the team, the wonderful team we've built on site. But Gunnison is where the value of the organization stands. That project is a large open pit. It delivers a lot of value. That's a $1.4 billion NPV project. And we've been working diligently on increasing the value of that over the last number of months. The high value add program is commercialization of a couple of products within that ore body, namely the gravel and the limestone. 85 million tons of limestone, high-grade limestone is coming out of that pit. So we'd like to commercialize that and put that value into the project, as well as excite our investors with that increase of revenue, as well as our ore sorting process. This ore sorting thing we believe is going to be a game changer. We're in a skarn deposit, so that usually brings a lot of acid-consuming rocks in it. Those rocks don't carry any copper. So if we're able to separate those with an optical process, it's a process that's being utilized in the US and around the world and with great success and at sort of volumes and tonnages that we require, then we believe this test work is going to add a significant amount of value to that Gunnison PEA that we put out last November.
Okay. Robert, it seems like with what's going on at the Johnson Camp mine and then what the work that you're doing and going to be doing at the Gunnison project, it really puts the company, especially being soon to be having copper sales, it seems to put the company in a sort of a different place among others than your peers.
Yes, I think that peer conversation has been certainly one that we have a lot of discussion with investors and bankers over the last number of years. And we are certainly devalued with respect to our peers, and we respect them and hope them nothing but success, but we believe we offer a story that's quite different than most of those peers. Namely, we are going to be a junior producer of copper, pure copper metal into the U.S. domestic market. And as well, we have a spectacular project at Gunnison and an exploration portfolio that is unrivaled with respect to people in the Arizona mining space.
Yeah. Well said, Robert. Great to see you again. Congratulations on the success. I know we're going to be talking some more before we get to that magic September date. So we'll talk soon, okay?
Thank you, Steve. I appreciate your time.
All right. There's Robert Winton. He is the Senior Vice President of Operations at Gunnison Copper Corp.